I'm just checking to make sure I'm live because
Okay.
I don't want to have an echo. Hello, everyone. And I already see a few of my good buddies in the chat. Welcome, Alien and Bottle Caps, already shouting out coronavirus. Bottle Caps is infatuated with the coronavirus updates. He has to send me links every day. But guys, I have Enzo in the background, and I've already am so excited to be able to just sit, enjoy my coffee, and visit with him. And I'm going to bring him on right now. Hello, Big Boy Johnny and Hunter Wren. Let's bring Enzo up.
Hello, Miss Kathy, and thank you for the opportunity. And
Enzo,
hello,
you know
everyone
what?
in the chat room.
I even wore a fun shirt for you, especially today. Central Perk. Isn't that in New York City?
Yeah, that Central Park is a must for anyone.
But this is the Friends coffee shop, right? Isn't this like the famous coffee shop, Central Park?
Oh, yeah, it does. No, but I want to thank Miss Kathy for allowing me this opportunity to be here in her live talk. And I want to thank everybody in the chat room and all those that will see this in the replay. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well,
It means a
I'm
lot to me.
super honored. I consider you a friend. I know we've never met in real life. I know we only connected a couple years ago, and it's been back and forth because you've been on and off YouTube. But Enzo, every single, I'm hearing New York fire trucks.
Yeah, that's one. Yeah, this is one thing that I will apologize beforehand. This is the city. It's always busy, so you will always hear sirens.
Oh, that's awesome because I'm just
it's
out
the
in nowhere
nature
country land here.
Yeah, it's the nature of the concrete jungle.
Hey, that's pretty cool though. Hello,
Yeah.
Leah, Ability Mom of Two is here. I was just getting ready to tell you that it doesn't matter every single time I've interacted with you. I feel like you're like a brother, like you're just a long lost friend. You are compassionate, you're inspiring, you brighten my day. I just feel like I can sit and chat with you and just love you from afar. So I'm so happy that you contacted me and you and I can have our tea or coffee or whatever beverage you're drinking.
Yeah,
and
I have tea.
And we can catch up because before I find out what you've been up to, I want to tell everybody how real I am. Because this is real talk, right? So most of you who are here, I think, know and follow me actually. And you guys know that I take care of my 87-year-old father-in-law who has dementia. And I know, Enzo, that this might trigger something in you because you just lost your father. So I think that this is something that, I'm gearing myself up for. But it's joyous, and I feel like it's something that I am meant to do. And today was one of those days where I just had to laugh because I don't know what else to do. But let me tell you, I went over there thinking that I would be home. It's 2 p.m. for me now. And I plan on being home at 1 o'clock so that I would have an hour to print my face up a little bit and powder my nose because I'm dealing with a sickness that I just got over, and I got this fever that just gave this 52-year-old woman a large pimple. And it's turned into like this ugly scab that no one wants to look at, so I'm wearing a Band-Aid instead. So let's just point the elephant out in the room right now. Miss Kathy's got a big Band-Aid on her face. But I wanted to get home and freshen up and feel relaxed before I invited my friend over for coffee, right? So we could talk. But it is now 2:05 p.m. and at 1:35, my father-in-law decided to poop his pants. And it went all up his backside. So my 87-year-old father-in-law needed a shower. And I thought to myself, okay, I still have a load at Walmart that I need to pick up. I can do this. So, we just went into mom mode and we cleaned up the poop and we got him settled down and we changed his clothes. And I live in a country suburb town, so Walmart's 5 minutes from me. And I thought, okay, it's 1:40. I'm going to pull in there. I already did that wonderful Walmart pickup load. I don't know if New York City has that.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yes, we
do the
do.
Walmart pickup, picked up my grocery load, and I get on the car and I'm 5 minutes from home, and I get my cell phone rings, and it's a weird phone number. And I pick it up and they're like, "Is this Kathy?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "How far away are you? We have the wrong load in your car."
Wow.
And so then that's when I messaged you on Twitter, because I'm thinking in 15 minutes, I'm about to go live. I have the wrong
Wow.
groceries in my vehicle. This is my day. This
Did
is
you
my
take a peek at the
exciting
groceries you
life.
had?
I didn't, but I got them switched out. Everything except for my frozens is scattered all over my kitchen counter right now. And I ran in here and I turned my coffee pot on and I plopped myself down so I could come and sit with you.
That's your dedication, Miss Caddy.
This is my life. Gemma is here now in Wrestler Mania. Do you remember Scott? These are some all old buddies. I know that they were
Yes.
all around when you and I used to live stream
Yes.
together and chat. So welcome everyone.
Thank you for joining. And
But yeah, I mean, I'm happy to be here and have you here with me. So tell
no,
me
I'm
what's
happy. I'm
been.
happy to be here.
The
It's
last
it's
I commented or visited with you, you were on a cruise and you were vlogging, but you kind of stopped. What's been going on?
at that time when I was cruising and I made that vlog. I was trying to like force myself to be confident in front of the camera. That's why I did that vlog where it's like I was just rambling, just to try to force myself to be in front of the camera. So I had a whole slate of things to put up in YouTube to try to be more connected and be more accessible. But then doing the theater work, I had an opportunity to direct a play. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. This is, I mean, I always, my dream in life was always to direct, but a film. And doing the film work in the past, I always just either produced or did screenwriting and or worked behind the scenes somehow. But this was the first time that I had an opportunity to direct. It wasn't in the forum that I wanted,
Uh-huh.
but you don't let go of opportunities. And I've kind of garnered a passion for this theater work, this theater life. There's a lot of dedication that people put into it, and it's out there. You make a mistake, it's live. You know, there is no second takes like they would be in a film. So that part, drew me more. I says, yeah, I mean, I would be interested. So I attended. They told me to attend a board meeting. I attended the board meeting, and I thought I was going to be the only director there, or the only person considered to be director, but there was 15 others. So I was like, okay, the pressure is off kind of, because I thought it was just me. So we were there and everybody presented their projects. And then I presented my projects. There's this little story that I've always loved. It's called Glengarry Glen Ross. It's written by David Mamet. It was even a film with Al Pacino. It's a whole
It's
slate of actors.
vaguely
I can't.
sounding familiar. When you said
Yeah,
Al Pacino.
yeah. I don't recall all the actors. Ed Harris was in it. Alec Baldwin was in it.
Oh, who I love.
Yeah, but I love the storyline, and it kind of synced in with today's kind of environment. It's all about real estate and the conning that goes along with it.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, you know what? I'll introduce this, but I don't think it's gonna go well. And I rewrote it so it can fit the forum they wanted. And I was like, okay, I think I got two negs. The storyline, there's a lot of F-bombs in that movie. If you ever saw it or the play, but I rewrote it so like that I can cut that off.
Really?
Yes. And then I was like, okay, I maybe they might not like that I rewrote the play. And when I introduced it, and everybody's like all the board members, they're like looking at the projects and they're reading and summarizing the synopsis and stuff. They told us to wait. They went in and they came out and they picked minds. I was like, this is unbelievable. I first placed myself in a situation where I couldn't be picked and I was picked. So I was like, okay. I said, okay, then YouTube could wait a bit, all this slate of projects that I had. So I got involved. But the hitch here was that they gave me actors that never act before.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and after talking to the people involved, they just wanted someone to direct with having people that didn't know how to act, so like that they can see how far they can go in directing someone. So I said, okay, this is interesting. So they gave me the actors. We auditioned. I auditioned technicians for carpentry, sound, lighting, and stuff. And I got my little group of people. And everyone else, I was okay with everyone else doing their job except for the actors. There was one in particular that was not sinking in. So I had like little. I told them, okay, let's work little. Let's improv a bit. I
Enzo,
had
at
them.
what theater is this, by the way?
This is in New Jersey.
In New
This
Jersey.
particular one was in Bergen.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Bergen County in Paramus. And I was like, I had them do like mime work to
Oh
try to get
yeah.
them out of their shelf. I had them like I would tell them directions. Like I would say, okay, come into the room, but tell me that you're having a sad day without telling me verbally. So I would have kind of things like little assignments for them to do. And everybody was catching it, but there was one that wasn't. But then at the same time, my father became ill. And I got the job September. My father became ill in October. And
Is your father living in the same state as you too, or was he farther
yes,
away?
no, he was currently living in the same state. But to think about it, he became ill, but there was no sign that there was more than what he was feeling. He had a stent work and it totally went wrong. It was supposed to have been an easy process. But unfortunately, my father passed away. But he passed away in a moment where the board invested so much, and we were almost at showtime. And I was like taken back. I was like, wow, how can I had to take a week off to try to reflect and try to like make sense of what just occurred to me, because my father was kind of my rock. He's the reason why I entered into the entertainment industry. And he's the reason why I had my first job in filmmaking. I remember I was a kid and I was holding the cue cards for actors to read. At that time, if you didn't know your lines, you hold the cue card.
Yeah.
And they would read from there. So having my father pass and wanting him to be there in the audience to see his son direct his first play was kind of hard. So I took a week off.
I can't even try to imagine because I still have both my parents. So,
it's something that the person that runs the IATSE, the program that I'm in, he told me that when you lose your parents, your life will forever be changed.
right.
But since I have my parents, it kind of connected, but it was something that I didn't have to worry yet to feel that, any connection lost or feeling indifferent. But now that it happened to me, his words always resonate in my mind because my life forever have changed. I break down a lot of times. It's like I have my good days and I have my bad days.
Yeah.
And I thank God that I have Eve in my side, because if it wasn't for her, I think I would have been under some rock somewhere. But at the same time, my father always instilled in me that you have to live your life. So I came back into the theater, into the theater. I came back in and everybody knew what happened. And I had the stage crew, I had the lighting board director, I had the sound technician, and then I had the actors, and they were like looking because they were ready to give up. And I told them, no, we're not going to abandon this because everybody worked so hard to get to this point where we're almost opening. We're opening in a few days. So I said, we're going to do this. And everybody was kind of excited that I didn't give up because everybody did work hard for it. But on the funny thing is that the day that we did open, one of the actors didn't show up. So everybody was like saying, man, is this play really cursed? You know, because we thought we were going to lose you as a director.
Yeah.
And if you're not there, you know, the show can continue. And then we have an actor that didn't show up. But I was like a bit worried because I was like, wow, you know, it's like everybody worked so hard to get to this point. We all have a journey that we took together. So I did something that I wasn't even prepared for. I said, I'm going to be the understudy. I taught you guys the line, so it's only right that I took the part of Levine. If anybody sees the movie or the play,
I want to watch it now.
yeah, watch it. I played Levine's role. And the thing about it is that since I didn't...
So you stepped down but still directed, or did not?
No, I directed it, but I directed...
the understudy.
Yeah. So it's funny because I knew part of I'll be honest, I didn't know the whole line of Levine. I knew a lot of it, but I didn't know 100% of it. So when I stepped up there, and I was like, I'll admit, I was kind of worried that I wouldn't project this character, Levine, in front of an audience, and feeling down because of my dad. But I stepped into it blindly, and I did my lines, and the actors would come up to me and express their lines, and I would come back and I says, oh man, this is not as hard as I thought. And I just played the character. And
probably, I imagined a bit of an escape for you.
No, you know what? I heard laughter when there was a line that was meant for comedic, you know, it was meant for laughter. The audience laughed, and I was like, oh, this is not that bad. I think I'm doing okay. So and the actors helped me out. You know, if I did make a mistake, they just stepped in, and everything looked flawlessly.
Oh, that's awesome.
And there was a director looking at the play. And right now, I stepped out of it. And right now, he's pushing me in to direct another play that's opening up in May. And he also wants me to act because he says, for the first time you acted, you did a great job. And you gave Levine a different twist, but you made it believable. But it was because I was scared inside, and Levine was a character that was like, he was an old timer. He's worried because he's not doing his sales. So it just kind of fit perfectly with the role. So I see it as, you know, my father passed away, but even from the beyond, he pushed me to do something that is not that wasn't in my path either. You know, it wasn't in my path. And he just pushed me and says, no, you can do this. And I always had him in my mind. And it's like, I know life is going to be hard from this point on. But as long as I have his teaching and his philosophy to continue, I think that things will be okay. And that's something that I know that when someone loses someone, it's pretty hard. This is the first time I lost someone that was meaningful in my life. And I know that
I've not lost a close family member, but I've lost a close friend, and my husband lost his mom. And, you know, I've definitely experienced the grief, but I have to say it must be different. I mean,
yeah,
you don't know until you experience it.
Exactly. That is correct. Because I have had friends that have lost their parents, and you try to be a supportive factor in their life, but you don't really get it until it happens to you. You don't get the emotions, the breakdowns, the insecurity, the because
It's
you
important
question.
to feel all of those emotions though and accept them because they have to happen. I mean, they
Yes.
are what life is about.
Yeah, we all know we have to. I mean, life is not guaranteed. That's for
Yeah.
sure. But when it happens, it kind of unbalances your whole structure that you built. You know, your foundation that you built throughout your life, it kind of collapses a bit. And I guess parenting comes into play because if you have good parents, if you have good parents that try to structure you in a certain way, their force will still hold that foundation that you created yourself
Hmm. He
because
impacted you.
yeah.
Gemma
I mean,
says, Gemma Journeys Grace, hello, how are you? And Crimson
hello
Fantasy is
everybody.
here as well. I see you popping in. We have Rory Herbert from the UK. He actually has a daughter that is an actress in New York City. He would love to try to somehow connect with you. You guys are going to have
Wow.
to maybe connect on Twitter and maybe
Yeah, if
have
they're
me
in
get
New
her
York
name.
City, we're having
But
auditions. So if they're in the New York area, I could maybe do
yeah,
something.
we'll have to make sure I'll pop that plug in somewhere. But Gemma, I'll put it here on the screen so you might be able to read it because I
Okay.
know you're using your phone.
Yeah, I got to put my glasses. I
Step
apologize for it.
out of our comfort zone, Enzo. God is blessing you in your career, and you are helping many people.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. See, that's one thing my father always instilled in me. Not only my father, my mom also. Um,
Is your mom still here?
yeah, she's still here.
How
My
is she
father was
holding up?
she has bad days
Yeah.
because
Do you have siblings?
yes, but they live one lives in Florida and one lives in Texas, Chicago. You know, I have my brothers away. And there's one in
Right.
New York City, but we don't keep in contact. But, you know, it's like now I worry about my mom because she's not doing
Sure.
well. And but the thing about it is that my father always said that you got to live life to the fullest. He 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 achieved what he wanted. He wanted to be a wrestler, he became a wrestler.
Really.
So he became an actor, like I said. I mean, through his wrestling, he did acting and stuff like that. So he always told me, no, if you want to do this, you do it. And don't let no one else tell you that you can't. But when you do make it, or if you're struggling on your journey to make it, never look down on someone. If you see that someone is also trying to trying to like meet your goals, you know, like they also want to be in the entertainment industry like I wanted to, help them out. So he always told me never be selfish. And if you have the opportunity to help somebody, always help them.
So
And this
backing track a little bit, there's an actor that wasn't quite fitting the mold. What happened to that actor? That you were auditioning some, and there was just
oh
one
no,
that was just sticking
yeah,
out that just
the
wasn't.
problem what happened to him was that he was coming from New York City to New Jersey where I'm at,
Hmm.
where we had to play. And there was a accident before the tunnel. So he couldn't make it. So he was called. He was worried. He was like,
And
he
he was the
felt,
one you did the understudy for then?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
I knew
So
that.
but he finally made it. I just had to do one show and then he did everything else
Okay.
after that. Um, but I was, I was, it's like you have to, it's like you can't think of your own self. If I wanted to take the easy way out, I said, okay, we can't do this. The actor can't make it, so we don't have an understudy because I was given the limit of actors. They just wanted to test me, but I could have just easily said, okay, we can't do this.
I think this is a new journey for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm loving it. It's like I've done like 10 plays, but always behind the scenes, like either part of the construction of it.
Right. I know that you were doing that when you hurt your knee.
Yeah, and I still feel the pains.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Hunter
it's like,
Wren from Music and Blogs says, Enzo, it sounds like your father was an amazing man. You seem like you've taken his teachings and love and are going to do amazing things.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of great supportive people here, and
Thank you. I
I'm
appreciate all
so
the
happy that
comments.
you're here to share, what's been going on in your life. And we got Patsy Houlihan here too, always making
Oh,
YouTube
Patsy,
fun.
she's always making YouTube fun again.
She says
Okay.
I always wanted to entertain people and make them laugh. Do you think there's a potential for a Patsy Houlihan in one of your movies someday?
Oh, Patsy should do a movie. Patsy should do. Patsy is definitely. To be honest, I'm glad that Patsy's around because sometimes when
Me
I'm down,
too.
I see one of her little uploads and it's like, wow. Sometimes she goes to the extreme, but it's a funny way, in a funny way, and you
Yeah.
gotta enjoy that. You definitely gotta enjoy that.
Now, you recently traveled. You and Eve were traveling. Was that with her side of the family? There were people that you were visiting in another.
Yes, it was. Yeah, we were visiting her side of the family, and I was like,
Where
that's
is
when
Eve
I.
from?
She's from New Jersey, but her parents are from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Okay, I
Yes.
knew it was somewhere really
Yeah.
beautiful, Caribbean like. So, because I loved
Yeah.
watching your videos.
Yeah. So it's
She's
like,
such a bright ball of sunshine
oh,
too.
let
How
me
is
tell
she?
you. Oh, she's doing
I
well.
wasn't sure if she was going to be able to pop in, but do
No,
tell her I
she
said hello.
she wanted to, but her work has her busy. So she's like, they have her they have her stressing in a bit. I think she wants to change her career and stuff like that.
Oh, really?
But yeah, she's definitely a
Like what
workaholic.
kind of change in her career?
She wanted she was
Completely
test
different way, or
no she was testing um, an idea she had when she was younger. She wanted to be a flight attendant. So she was
really?
testing that idea, and she says, "You know what? I think I want to be a flight attendant." And I says, "Really?" And then I just said, "Okay." I have a friend that is a flight attendant, and I said, "Can you do anything for her?" He says, "Yeah, sure." But then when I put her on the spot, then she like said, "But that's gonna take me away from you." So I was like, "Oh." I was
Well,
like,
maybe
"Okay, we're gonna have
not
to find something
necessarily.
different."
I mean, flight attendants, they have time. They have duties where they just go for the day and they come back and they fly in and
Well,
out of cities. And
yeah, but he gave her kind of an orientation of how it works, and you're definitely out a
yeah,
lot. Yeah, and right now she says that she wouldn't want to go away because she sees that it's like she worries about me. So she's like, no, I prefer being around you. I'm like, nah, come on, sweetie, I'll grow out of this somehow. But she's my
I think
supportive
it's
rock,
great that
and
she wants to support you. And.
yeah.
And sometimes
So
we have to recognize that we are that purpose for someone else, and it's okay. It's okay to be that purpose. I think it's
yeah,
really important that we all know our purpose.
yeah. But I always been a person that always wanted to be the supportive person, always wanted to be there for someone, and it's like hard to handle
Mm,
someone wanting to support me. It's like it's hard to accept sometimes because you have to be the rock. It's like my parents always showed me that you always have to be there for others. That's one thing they always. We have three brothers. He says, "No, you're the three musketeers, and you're the leader of these three musketeers. You can't think of yourself." So they always raised me in that sense is that you know I'm not just one.
when
I'm
did your
three.
father pass? What month? Was it this year or
He
at the end
no,
of
he
2019?
passed. He passed 2 days away from his birthday. His birthday is November 19th, and
Right
he
before
passed on.
Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Yeah, and he passed on the
Oh,
17th.
Enzo, I'm so sorry.
And my
I think
birthday's
that
on the
has to be even harder.
and my birthday's on the 20th. I was born on Thanksgiving Day.
Really?
Yeah, on Thanksgiving Day. So while everybody was taking a turkey out of the oven, the doctor was taking a turkey out of my mom's oven, so to speak. But yeah, it was kind of hard because I miss every year. He would call me and he says, "Oh, you're getting that young. You're getting younger, one day younger. I'm catching up to you." My father would say.
The only thing that I can probably say from experience is that this past holiday was a blank for your mom and you and your brothers, I'm sure. It's these upcoming ones that are probably going to be really hard. So you're just going to have to put
It,
your
it
mind in that, you know.
it's funny because this year I I decorated earlier for some reason because of this project with the play. I says, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm gonna decorate earlier. So I decorated the house.
Yeah. Planner.
I did everything early, and I was like, I was talking to my brothers that came to visit. And I says, you know what? If it wasn't because I did this early, I would have never decorated for Christmas.
Yeah. It would
So
have
maybe it was
blurred
just a
right by you.
hindsight because Christmas is my favorite holiday. Like Thanksgiving
Really.
to Christmas is my favorite holiday. You know, it's like, and but it was kind of hard. But it's you got to live on. You got to
You do. And
persevere.
I mean, I want to encourage you because of these upcoming ones coming up, celebrate them as life. They don't have to be memories of his death. They need to
Yeah,
be, they need to be memories of his life. And you need to
yeah.
continue.
I always try to remember
Hmm.
something. It's funny because my father always like he celebrated life, and he really celebrated life. It's like I was in the funeral, and I was talking to him like if he can hear me or get up. I was hoping that he would get up and say, "Hey, April Fools in November." Um, and there was these four young ladies that came, and they were like, "Oh my God!" They came, and I says, "Oh, how you know my dad is?" They were like, they were showing me videos. When he was in the hospital, they went and saw him and they were having their own little party in his room. And I said, how do you guys know him? They said, oh, we're fan of his. And there was a girl that said that her dad passed away, and my father he was out. She was in a park, and my father was strolling in the park and saw her crying and says, why are you crying? My father passed away. And then he stood there and started talking to her, where she said from that day on, she saw my father as her father, and they connected. And they would always, I didn't even know that things that they did together. They would go to Atlantic City. It's a casino place. My father loved casino. He was a gambler. So they would go to Atlantic City and have a ball. And she was showing me video, and I saw a different side of my father. Well, not a different side. I saw the real side of my father. He was always joyful.
Yeah.
He
You
always
saw
saw
him
the
as a friend and a man, not a supportive father
yeah.
figure. He lived a life too. I mean, I think, yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah. So it's like so in that sense, and they were together in his last days. And in that aspect, I said, you know what? At least he lived his life to the fullest, the way he wanted to live it. And and that just gives me comfort. And at a certain level, it gives me comfort.
Did your dad write anything or document anything of his life, take journals or anything like that?
See, that was one part of my father. He lived for the moment.
Hmm.
He never thought he was gonna pass. He thought he was gonna, I would sit
Wow.
down with him and say, Dad, you're gonna have to, don't eat that. You can't. He says, you know what? We live once. We gotta enjoy it. He was like that. He always
I
had
think it's
that.
good to live that way, but I don't know. I might be a little bit morbid. I'm always thinking about that. I'm always
Yeah, it's
thinking about what am I going to leave behind? What am I going to, you know, what are people going to remember? I want to impact. Every day I wake up, I think, okay, how can I impact somebody today?
yeah. I'm the
Because
same.
I just don't think there might not be tomorrow. You know, it's
Yep.
kind of a morbid way of thinking, but in a way, it gives me hope. I don't know why. I just
Yeah. I mean, it's like now I live. I mean, it's like so much that I was embedded that hey, live life to the fullest, live each day like it's your last. But at the same time, he
exactly.
lived. But then I'm in like in a conundrum. Right? It's like I don't know where to fit in the scale because I want to live life to the fullest like he did, but at the same time, we got to take care of ourselves. So it's like, how can you balance that out? Like live life to the fullest, but then you gotta.
Don't live dangerously. Yeah, I mean, you have to be there for other people too. Like I'm 52 and I've got a 12-year-old. Like I can't just go out and just say, "Hey, I think I'm going to jump from a parachute
But
today."
but the reason I say that because that's who I mean. I like living. I like that adrenaline rush of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I see somebody wrote something.
Alien. my experience is it takes about 2 years to lose the sting of loss. We move on just as they did when they had losses.
You know what?
I think, I mean, they say time heals, but I think he's right. It is about 2 years. My neighbor Ray over here, he lost his wife in March of 2014, and it was about a year and a half of every day sitting on the front porch with him, and it's 2020. Gosh, that was 6 years. But I think about a year and a half, I allowed him to talk about her every day. And I felt like that was my purpose. You know, I had the time. This was before I got busy with connecting with all of you. And, you know, I had my real talks with my neighbor Ray over there. We sat on the porch and talked about Diana. And I think it helps. So keep talking, you know, don't bottle it up, you know, keep experiencing and have your feels, have your days where they're really bad and have their days where it's okay to laugh about it. And
what
it's going to take the time though.
What Alien said is, I mean, I keep to heart because I think of that same, it's like when I think of my dad and I'm having like a down day, I also think of that moment when he lost his dad and how he survived it.
And how long ago was that?
Well, he lost his dad, well, when he was younger.
But you remember it.
Yeah, I remember it. He was, I believe he was in his 40s. I believe he was in his 40s when he lost his dad. I was very young. I was maybe seven or eight.
Okay.
So, and he kind of took it hard, but see, there's a difference. He had us to look out after. You know, he's like, okay, you know, I can't kind of break down because I have my kids to uplift and make sure that they can survive. But the difference between his time and my time is that I don't have a child. So it's like, you know, it's like sometimes.
But you know, he had a purpose with his children, and you have a purpose through possibly
this
new adventure. I mean, think of the lives that you can impact. Your dad met a woman in the park grieving over her father. You could meet an actor that's grieving the loss of someone and give them a purpose of, you know.
That's how I see it. I'm glad you said that because I don't have a kid, but what I did was I signed up for volunteer work. There's these actors that wanna like kind of, they don't have a link to a connection or anything like that, and I'm trying to coach them in. I'm saying, okay, you know, if you guys, I'm gonna have auditions. If you guys think you're prepared and serious about this, I can bring you in. And it's like I try to maintain myself busy so like that I can capture. I mean, although I don't have a kid, or I don't have children, I should say, you know, I try to maintain myself busy.
You still have a lot of teaching that you can do.
Exactly.
And a lot of impacting that you can do.
I feel that way. I feel like I have a message to still in somebody else. And I always live that. That's why I always say capture your moment and share them with the world, because you need to.
I love what you have in your about section. I'm going to read it right now. And then I'm also going to maybe ask if you have any links that you want to share that for these auditions. I mean, there might be somebody watching this Sunday that lives in New Jersey or New York that can contact you, that you could impact their life. But Enzo, you wrote in your about section, we are Eve and Enzo, a pair who enjoy making others smile. And with that in mind, we decided why not? So it made sense for us to venture into the YouTube world. We both love sharing our opinions, concerns, and these short skits, and now we can share it with you guys. So come over and say hi. It would be awesome and exciting to hear from you. We hope you guys enjoy this quest of ours for creating a contagious smile. I love that you said that. There's always a great story to write.
I always believe that
you wrote that. I mean, you're a good writer. You are, but
thank you.
You're a good liver.
Yeah, I always believe that if we have more smiles in the world, then how wrong can that be? You know, it's like sparking a smile. What contagion you want more than that? You know, it's like,
I love
it's like if you can make somebody smile, I feel like, you know, you did a good deed, because somebody can be having a hard time, And it's funny because in the city, when I take the train to go to the city to work,
Gosh,
I
what's that like?
it's a,
That's the kind of life that's totally different than what I would lead. I can't
that
imagine
is
jumping on a train to ride to
that
work.
is that is hell during the wintertime,
Hmm.
because in the platform, in the train platform, it's open. So in the wintertime, you have that wind tunnel that goes across. And sometimes the weather can get a little bit of nippy down here in this area.
But I mean, are you ever scared, or do you fear your life, or are
You
people
know,
just what's it
that's
like
one thing.
living in a city like that? I can't even
uh,
imagine.
that's one thing. I never been scared. I mean, people say, "Oh, it's like when me and Ev go to different places, and people say, "Oh, don't go in that area because it's bad." We still go because it's like
But
what?
Enzo, you remind me of someone I would meet back in Arkansas or in Tennessee. I can't picture those big city New York life, because in films, everybody's got their noses down and they're rushing and they don't have eye contact, and you have such a charm and you have eye contact, and you
I don't
are natural and you are inviting, and I think, what is he like in the city? Do people see him? Do you
see. I'm
make them
glad.
see you?
I'm glad. I'm glad you say that because the city is like that. The city is raw. The city can be mean. Well, this city in particular, New York City, people
I've
just
never
walk.
been, but I do. I want to come. I want to bring my daughter when she's just a
No,
little bit older.
yeah, don't let that deter you. Don't let the mean-spirited people that they just want to walk by you. They see you as a tourist, they just walk by you and they just don't care
I want to
anything.
come
But
there and be me and be that girl and throw my hat
exactly,
and laugh and say hello to every single person I
and
see.
and do that because that's what I do. I go to the
Yeah.
city and I'm just me. I don't care. It's like when I'm there, I just see me and Ev having a good time. I don't care if the world around us is having a miserable day. We're there to just be ourselves, laugh,
And see, and
and
I think you do that in your vlogs. You show that.
well, we always try to tell a little story in our little vlogs. It's
Uh-huh.
like it's well, whatever. I mean, it's like we don't really do vlogs per se. We wanted to start doing them, and
Yeah, they are short skits. They're
yeah, they're
short
like
films,
they're just little short films. But we
but they
wanna
bring your world to life. They do. I
yeah,
think you do a great job.
we want to start doing more vlogs where we communicate more of our values in the sense of the message we want to spark in life. We want to make sure that that if we have this forum, YouTube now, we want to make sure that we can send a message of positivity because the more positivity that it's out there, the more people will be inclined to do something great, do something spectacular. I mean, there's no shortcuts in life. There is no fast track. There's no lane that can take you where you want to go. Because I think that part of the process of getting where you need to go, it's all about the sweat and tears that is involved in your journey. Because if there's no sweat and tears in your journey, then are you really having that journey? You have to have downfalls so like that when you have your uprising levels, you can appreciate them.
Yeah.
That's how I see life. You gotta, you have to have the good with the bad. You just can't
Alien
have it all
says
good.
he's in upstate New York, and it is a different world.
Ah, yeah, upstate New York is a different world. Hey, Alien, if you're ever in Manhattan, you can always reach out to me and we can connect.
Yeah, I think you guys should. I mean, Alien, I know he's been really stepping out in his musical talent. He's
Yeah, I
writing
like his
songs
stuff.
more, and
Sometimes I may not comment, but I always put that like. Sometimes I just go and look at whatever you guys put and I'll put that like. Sometimes I'll put a comment, sometimes I don't. But just because you may not see a comment from me doesn't mean that I'm not watching you. And
what I love what you do with Eve is because you do see the world through the lens, and you do see the world as a film and a story to write. Is you you love her so much.
oh,
You show her so beautiful.
yeah.
You do a really good job at
I,
that. And you
I,
can just see, because you'll zoom in on her smile or her giggle, or you'll just see her living life and laughing and dancing out on the
yeah,
boat rafts, or
Yeah,
passing by, walking through, and sometimes you can tell she doesn't even know the camera's on her, and you've got that lens. And
exactly.
I know how much you love her because you
I
show
love
it.
her with a passion. I always
You
tell her,
do.
let's live. And I always tell her, I says, sweetie, when we walk together, let's live out loud. Let's not live in
Live out
silence.
loud. I love that.
Yeah, let's live out loud. Let's not live in silence. There's too much of that. We need more. I mean, we need more people to be out there and be more vibrant
Yeah.
and love, and passion. To me,
Yep.
people like drama.
The world's an
And
ugly place if you let it be,
yeah,
for sure. Hey,
yeah,
Memes of
exactly.
Destruction, how are you? He says, hey guys, what's going on? I met Memes pretty recently. I don't know if you're
Okay.
connected with Memes of
Hello.
Destruction. He's a very
Hello.
unique
Everything's
character.
going well, especially here with Kathy.
I'm so glad we got to connect. So
Yeah.
so this new thing with acting and directing, you think you're going to take it on? I mean, I know they're saying they're encouraging you to do another one.
Well, the director, there's this director that wants me to pursue acting. He wants me to join this acting club in the city. But, that's something that I would prefer putting in the back burner.
Really?
I'm not close to the idea, but I think that I want to pursue directing in small theaters. I mean, after having this experience with we're learning the process of opening a show, I wanna. There's this person that wants to open a Shakespearean theater in near this area in Jersey City, and what I want to do is I want to open or try to get few people to invest on a nonprofit organization where we open a community of artists to show their talent, because I think we need more of that, especially in areas where there's lack thereof. I want to
Hey,
be able to.
Elliot, if you can chat, there's a small theater that opened up in Aliens area, and he was beginning to audition. Like, how do you do your audition? Do you send them out online, or do you just
Well, yeah,
small theater? Alien, comment a little bit on that and how that happened, because I know that was something he was looking into and thinking, maybe I'll go audition. Um, but it's like a small theater. I think that they turned an old high school into a theater
wow, that's
in
nice.
upstate New York, in a
Wow,
small town, and I think they're doing films there. So
wow, that's great.
might have to do a little collab in there or something.
Yeah, definitely. I
Off
would
on the
love to do a
side.
collab. Yeah, definitely. I would love to do a collab on that, because that's what I want to do here. I want to find an old space, turn it into a theater, and have the young, inspiring students
I
that
think
want
this
it.
was an old high school, and they turned it into a theater, and they've already done one film, and they're getting ready to do another one. If I remember, we've had some side conversations on that. Patsy
Okay.
wants to know if you have ever seen the Lady Borgia. Yeah, she's in the New York area too, right?
You know what? I haven't. I text her not. I text her not long ago, and
I've lost touch with her too because I know
yeah,
she kind of stepped away from the platform as
yeah,
well.
we would keep in touch, and then suddenly she just stopped
I know
texting
she
me.
had some health issues as well, and
Yes.
she may have been going through some grieving too. I don't know if she may have had a loss too. I
Yeah,
mean, you know
it's
what?
like
There is life outside of YouTube. We all we all have to
most
experience
de-
it.
most definitely, but it's good connecting back with the old clique. Lady. Now that you mentioned Lady Bourgeois, it was nice having
Yeah,
that little group of people, the collective people that were not part of the drama, but part of the inspiration of continuing and
yeah,
inspiring each other and motivating each other to
yeah.
continue. And I liked it that. And and it's like sometimes you miss it. Sometimes like, I wonder what these guys are doing. And now that you
Well, it's
mentioned Lady
always good to
Bourgeois,
connect with an old friend because friends do come in seasons. We all know that. I mean, the older you get,
exactly.
the more you realize it.
Oh, most definitely.
Always quality over quantity, right? And there's always a different quality at different times. There's always
Exactly.
seasons. But when somebody impacts you, like you impact me, I mean, I'll never forget, like, and want to just have cup of coffee or meet with you. If I ever do get to New York City, yes, you better believe
yes.
I'm going to be messaging you and be like,
Oh, most definitely. It would be a pleasure to show you the city.
yeah, I think that would be wonderful.
You can walk Brooklyn Bridge. We can have a pizza across in Brooklyn.
What is
It would
it?
be
Just
nice.
what is a typical day for someone who's never been to the city that doesn't really want to be a tourist that
Well,
wants
yeah,
to experience New York, but not in a
yeah.
touring
You
kind
would.
of way? What would you recommend?
The problem with, I mean, it's like you would definitely want to avoid the tourist traps, but
But I
what
would
makes,
definitely look like a tourist if I showed
yeah,
up in New York.
yeah. But what makes the experience is that you have to go to these tourist traps in order to experience New York City, unfortunately. I mean, it's good going to Times Square. If you've never been to Times Square, it's always good to go once, see it, and then leave. Go to Central Park.
What is Times Square though? What is it?
Times Square is a little, I think it's a little, I mean, it's a couple of blocks that kind of uniformly put
Is it
display.
shops? Is it pubs?
Well,
Is it
it's definitely all ads that they put around. They
okay?
have you have the Disney store. You have definitely shops around.
Shops.
But it's where they drop the ball for New Year's Eve.
Okay, okay, yeah.
So it's kind of, yeah, I mean, that is an attraction for people. Oh, this is where they drop the ball on New Year's Eve. But I work by it, so when I walk through there, it's like the same thing for me. I don't see it as a wow factor, but I can see how others can see it, because it is. When you go there, you gotta, you experience this moment and you intake it, and it's the highlight of your trip. You gotta stop in Times Square, have a pizza in the area. But then you
Are
have
there a lot of
Central.
like food trucks and
Yeah, they
things
have
like
a
that?
few. Yeah, they have food trucks. They also have the media. They have
The vendors and
the vendors, the news. You also got Rockefeller that has the tree in the wintertime. Or they
see,
have the
that's
ice
something
skating.
I'm romantic, so I would want to
Oh, you
experience
have to.
that.
You have Rockefeller. You also have Bryant Park, and you also have Central Park that has ice skating rinks. That's a plus if you come in the
It's Central
wintertime.
Park.
Yeah, Central Park. You got to walk Central Park. One time I walked it. Me and Eve, we even did a video on it. There was a pig in the city that I was surprised that I saw a pig in the city.
Maybe it was an actor.
No, it was just a couple strolling by. I thought it was a dog, and it was a
The pig.
pig. Yeah, I was like, look at that pig. I was amazed by it. But that's the city. There's nothing uncommon in the city. You have everything there. And that's what I love about it. That's what lures me to the city, is that you have all these characters that come and they culminate in one area. And it's like, you can't miss it.
I'm sure it's not that different from St. Louis. I mean, if you go downtown St. Louis, in the heart of downtown, I mean, you can experience, excuse me, you can experience the food trucks and the vendors and the arch and the big cities and the stadiums and the
True.
central loop where there's all the jazz concerts going on. And I mean, I'm just not a city girl, so, but I would like to. I would like to. I'd rather drive out to my old covered bridge and look at the creek.
I prefer being myself. I'm always in the city. So it's like I prefer being either in the country or in the Caribbean somewhere. Give me a tropical drink.
You're an ocean guy, huh?
And I'm an ocean guy, 100%. But the funny factor on that is that Eve doesn't know how to swim. So
You're kidding.
she doesn't know how to
She
swim.
just likes to put her feet in the sand, though.
Yeah, she goes in. I mean, at first.
Now, I love, don't get me wrong, I love to see an ocean, but I'm more of a put me poolside next to the ocean. Or the Great Lakes.
Okay.
You can't, have you ever been near the Great Lakes? Near
No, you know
Michigan
what?
area?
I would love to do water rafting.
Yeah, I'm mountain. I'm Tennessee. Take me whitewater rafting down the mountains.
I would
the
love to
Smoky
do that.
Mountains. I love that. But I love the Great Lakes because it's like being in the ocean and you can't see far enough. But there's no salt water. There's no jellyfish or sharks or anything like that to worry about. You're just in fresh water. So
Trust me, you don't want to be bitten by jellyfish.
I don't.
I've been bitten by, and it's not a great story to tell. Because it's awful how they tell you to get rid of the pain.
Yeah, pee on them, right?
Pee on, yeah. It's embarrassing. I had to go and find a section where I can pee on my bite. It was horrible.
Sorry, but backtracking here before it scrolls away from me, I was talking about that high school theater.
Okay.
Alien. I just wanted to touch it before, but I know I'm jumping subjects now. But he says a Hollywood director bought the old Liverpool High School, and they have made several films, and they have a film school.
Oh, that's nice. That is nice.
Over in that upstate area, he wanted to do 80s type high school films. So that's pretty cool. And he also says, I signed up to be an extra, but my schedule has not allowed it yet. Plus, they haven't picked me. LOL.
Oh, don't give up.
And then we jumped. We did get back to. I didn't want to not miss that chat.
No.
But then Rory Herbert, the one that's from the UK that has a daughter that is living in New York and is studying to be an actress, he says Staten Island Ferry is a good free cruise.
Oh, that's a must. It's free. You go across. I think I have a video.
Is Staten Island, New York?
It's in New York. You take it down. You take it in downtown by the Wall Street area. You take it. It takes you to Staten Island. The only bad part about it is that you got to get off, and everybody's doing the same thing you're doing. So you got to make a line. Make sure you get that ferry before it leaves. If not, you have to wait for the next one. But it's a great experience, especially for photographers, because when you're coming in, you're seeing the skyscrapers.
I don't think I could experience any of this unless I was with someone experienced at what they were doing.
So
I would just fear for my life that someone would mug me or kidnap me or take me someplace that I have no idea where I'm going because I'm way too trustworthy. I don't think I could experience any of this unless
So if you come to the city,
holding my hand. So if I come, you're just going to have to go with me.
Yes, if you come to the city, you'll definitely have a tour guide hearing me.
My first trip away from without my husband, without my kids was in 2012. I went to Vegas to meet a bunch of YouTubers.
Okay. And wow, that was pretty interesting. How did that go?
It was really interesting. Really interesting. And months up to that, I had to private message other women who were experienced travelers and make sure that my flight was the same time arriving as theirs because I was even afraid about how to get a rental car. I was like, when I get off the plane, I want someone at the gate that knows what to do to pick me up because I was petrified. So, yeah,
that's
I'm a bit of
love to do.
Homebody.
But how was the experience meeting these new YouTubers?
People are all different, and I loved being able to experience every personality. And there was 24 women from all over the states, a couple from different countries, and we all met in Vegas for 4 days.
Wow, that must have been an awesome experience.
It really, really was. I have it on my channel. I made a whole documentation blog of it.
Oh, I got to check it out. I would definitely like to do something like that. From
getting in the cabbie to arriving at Caesar's Palace to meeting the women, and there was a bit of drama too. And yeah,
you can't
have 24 women from all over
and not have drama.
And not have drama.
Drama, exactly.
But you know what? I love that I did it, and I hope to do it again. I've had 3 meetups over the internet in my adult life, and I want to do it again. I'm just waiting for Jesse to get a little bit older because. So I'm a mom, 100% mom, full. That's all I am. When I'm a mom, and I had 3 boys. Boom, 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 and now they're in their 20s, so they don't really need me. They need me, but they don't need me in a different kind of way. But I did nothing but be a mom, and so when they got old enough to where I could just say, "Okay, it's my time. It's time for me to experience life," I did that. And then I got pregnant with Jessie. so now I'm a mom again, but we're branching out. She's, she turned 12 this year. So I see myself in the next 3 years, between now and the next 3 years, I'm going to be doing some traveling and meeting people and experiencing things that I've never really experienced. Like I would love to go fishing on a sailboat in the ocean someday or something, or go to New York. I hope to go to New York City and go to Staten Island and get on the ferry.
You must. It's a must. You have to. And if you want to have a romantic moment with your hubby, you got to take the Bordeaux, New York. I don't know if you saw the video. It's a little boat that takes you around the city. You have dinner and you can take, It's very romantic. They have like a little band inside playing live music. It's a must for someone that really wants to experience the romantic side of New York City, because they ride you around the Hudson City. You go under the Brooklyn Bridge, Manhattan Bridge, and all the lights. I don't know, for some reason, for me, I just got to say, for me, lights always brought the romance in me. Like if you at nighttime, you see the skylight, you see all the lights. That I see them as candles being there for me to be romantic.
Oh, how cool is that?
So it's
Now, what's
like
the basketball team in New York? Because that's something my husband would want to do if we were in New York.
the Knicks.
Okay,
The
he'd
Knicks.
want to go to see the Knicks.
Madison Square Garden. You have to go to Madison Square Garden then to see the
Yeah.
Knicks.
Now that would
But
be Chris's side of romance.
you're gonna have to grab that basketball and
Exactly. Have a candlelit dinner on the way to the Knicks game, and put on our
exactly.
jerseys and drink a couple beers, and then
Exactly.
go walk to Staten Island. Right? There you go.
That's
Or the
it.
Brooklyn Bridge.
Exactly. But that's what I say. It's like it's up to the person to light that fire, because um, being in love with somebody, it's not just being in love. It's also work at it, and you got to work hard at it, because when we first start dating, you have that light in your fire. Your heart is butterfly, is always beating at a fast pace. But then once you go along life and you go with the flow, you can lose touch of that spark that incited everything.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the reason why I say love is kind of work in a way, because you always got to work hard at
Oh,
maintaining that
I
that that
always
that
say
fire
that
lit.
love is a decision.
Exactly.
I mean, it's an emotion that you can feel, but it's a decision that you need to make if you want that emotion.
Exactly.
Most certainly.
Exactly. It's like
Yeah.
I hate when people say, "Oh, it's about a 50-50. Relationship is 50-50." I'm like, "No, it's not. It's 100%. Where's the other
Yeah.
50 going? You
I
got to
mean,
give 100%."
You and Eve do it right. I think it's fun,
Oh,
and
thank you.
you do it great. And I know it's been hard, and this is a grieving time for you. And I'm glad that Eve said that she wanted to be there
No,
for you as well.
I pray to God each day that I have her in my life, because she's been she's been that crutch for me in a sense. And she knows right away. We can be out with friends at a dinner, and she'll see my expression, and she knows that I'm collapsing a bit, and she'll find a way just to ignite me again, and make me smile. It's like she has that in her, and I owe everything to her. It's like I couldn't do this, or I couldn't go this far if I didn't have her by my side. Because it's like the way we live is like no one walks in front of another. We walk side by side through thick and thin, through the
That's
good and
pretty
bad.
inspiring.
We walk side by side, and she's like, you know what? If you
Unless
have
you're
to,
trying to film her, right, and catch her.
yeah, that's the only times. And she already knows. At first, she was like, you took a picture of me, right? Or you did a video.
Yeah.
And she knows, yes. So now she just goes along with it. She didn't like it at first, but now she's okay with me
That's
filming her.
because she sees how great you are at getting it the right angle or the right lighting. I mean, you do really make her. She's a beautiful woman, but you
Thank you.
really bring
Thank
out
you.
her
Thank
beauty.
you. I wish she
Yeah.
was here, because she would have appreciated those comments. Because
You can
sometimes,
go back and listen to him. Pour a glass of
yes,
wine, go back and watch the show later with me.
yeah, yeah, definitely.
The memes of destruction shows it is give and take. Yes, indeed. Are you married, memes of destruction? I don't know if you are.
Oh, say it again?
I just was asking someone in the chat if they were married. He says it's
Oh,
give and
okay.
take. It's
No, it
a
is.
new tuber that I've just connected with pretty
Okay.
recently.
Yeah.
So
Love is,
Enzo, I know Rory Herbert is really anxious to try to connect with you for his daughter's sake.
okay.
He's a good dad who's really wanting to put a plug in for his daughter.
Oh,
Is there
sure,
a
definitely.
link that I can go, or I know you're on your cell phone, but if you tell me if there's like, do you have a website for your production company, or is there
Mm,
a place where people go if they're interested in auditioning?
well, what they can do is I can give my email address. You can give it to them. It's 2w themes gmail.com at gmail.com. You can give them that, and we can keep in touch through that forum. So like that, I know it's from here.
Okay, there
Just
you
tell
go,
them that.
Rory. If you want to
Just tell them that
copy
it's.
that email address.
Just tell them
Yeah.
it's part
And
of
they
this
can
live
find
stream.
you through, you have links in your about section, I believe.
Yeah,
too.
I got
And
links.
I
Yeah,
put your
I
channel
got.
link in the description of
Yeah,
this
no,
video
I
too.
have
So
links. I'm easy accessible.
yeah.
And it's like if I can help somebody, I would help. If they're in the area, of course I can help if I can. I will never close the doors to opportunities for someone else.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
well,
like,
that's giving you purpose. Like you said, you want to help and impact
yeah,
somebody's
people
life.
help me
So
in my career. People help me out, and it's like, why not help other people out? It's like I've always been that nature. I'll tell you a story. It's like this is when I first started like making real money in the industry. It's like I love Halloween. So what I did was I I rented this hall and I turned it into a haunted house, but it was for the kids. And I would send messages out to the parents: bring your kids. That's it, just your kids in costumes. I would supply them with food, hot dogs, hamburgers, candies, and stuff like that, because I wanted to give back to us. I would pick a city that was not fortunate enough, and I would get a rental hall and do this because
that's incredible.
I wanted to give back. I did this in a certain place. I did it for 5 years, and the person on the last year I did it there, he didn't want to charge me anything because he finally realized what I was trying to do in the neighborhood. I was trying to give back in the sense is like, you know what, kids, you got to reach out to them. It's like you got to give them a sense of the world that it's clean, not dirty, like some other people want to profess. I said, no, I want to give a good vision for a kid. It's like, okay, you know what? I know that sometimes parents don't want to take their kids out. So I would say, I want to do this so the parents can feel comfortable and bring their kid and they can have an amazing time. It's funny. One time I said, I want to be part of the costume in the back. So I did, I had somebody, a carpenter, create a coffin, and I became, and I dressed up as Dracula. So it's funny because there was a kid coming with the parent, and I said, you know what, I want to just peer out. I want people to see my makeup. So when I came out and put my hand on the coffin, the kid was a knight, and he hit me with the sword on my hand. It was so, I never forget that experience because I screamed and the kid, it's like a movie. We both screamed because the way I screamed, he screamed because he thought I was scaring him. I was like, oh, this is the last time I try to do that.
Oh, that's funny. Payback. Rory's
But
thinking that you're Long Beach Island guy.
say it again.
Rory says Enzo seems to be an LBI guy, Long Beach Island.
Long Beach Island. Oh, you know what? I do love Long Beach iced teas.
No, Long Island iced teas.
No, I
Right?
like I like Long
difference?
Beach. There's a difference. See,
My husband drinks Long Island iced tea. Loves it.
Long Island is with Coke, like either Coca-Cola or whatever, or Pepsi or
Okay.
Coca-Cola. Long Beach is with cranberry, and I prefer the cranberry over the soda.
Well,
I try to stray away from
You just
soda.
learned me something. I guess I'll have to make that for Chris sometime.
Yeah,
I love cranberry. Maybe I'll like it too. But is it still with all the alcohol
yes,
too?
it's all with those
Same
alcohols.
drink,
Trust
not
me,
Coke, it's cranberry juice.
one does it because there is a lot of alcohol in that Long Island iced tea.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
There is, but try the Long Beach version.
See,
It's
my
much better.
husband's reasoning for that is he would rather, you go to a restaurant, what, $8-9 for a drink. It's like, get a beer for $9 or just get all tons of alcohol for $9 and be done. He'd rather get his buzz and get his money worth right away.
Yeah. No, you got a point there.
That's his reasoning. Just give me all the alcohol with one drink here. Let's do this.
That is true because especially in the city, drinking alcohol can be pricey.
It is, and when you have 4 kids and you want them to all go to college and you want to all have nice things, you tend to put your own happiness aside for a little.
Yeah, it's better getting your 6-pack and bringing it home.
That's right. And if he's lucky he met me because I'm perfectly fine with sitting out on the patio with a 6-pack of beer.
Yeah, see.
Oh, how fun though!
So you guys got to make more videos together.
Oh,
I think I caught one of you guys.
I wish I could get him on film.
I think I caught one of you guys testing out his car. I think the Mustang or something like that.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I was like, man, you should make more of these kind of videos.
I think so too. I think that I think that he would really lighten my channel up a lot, but he just refuses. I just have to tell stories about it and, you know, try to entertain that way. He's great. I really wish I would like to have a YouTube partner. I think YouTube's a lot more fun with a partner.
Yeah.
That's why I started doing the real talk, so I could actually have someone with me.
Somebody to communicate back and forth.
So I didn't have to just talk to the camera. You said, like, you found that you had to just pick up the camera and just start doing it because the camera has to become your friend. You have to get comfortable and just realize that there is someone on the other end of it.
Exactly. It's just trying to feel natural with it. See, for me, it was easy being behind the camera. I've always been behind the camera. It's being in front of the camera that kind of make me go like, but which way did he go, or something like that? You know, it's like I start fumbling my words.
You're seeing life through the lens when you're behind it. You're seeing things happening, but when it's forced front forward,
yeah, it's like when you're in the spotlight. Yeah, it's like when you're in the spotlight, you're like, okay, where we go from here? I mean,
not only that, I mean, I love the selfie sticks. I mean, they're great because you can get it from a distance, but it'd be so much easier if someone would just follow me around. I think I'm pretty exciting and entertaining. Like, just follow me around and put it at the right angle, would you?
Exactly. Yeah, make sure you got the right angle because you got to approve that footage before you put it out.
Exactly. You can't do this. You can't talk to the camera like this. Not holding it down here. It's got to be up here.
It got to be on the top, right?
Yeah.
You can't get my double chin.
Yeah. Or the Band-Aid.
Or the Band-Aid. You know what I missed? I missed that stuff you were doing before, the voiceovers. Remember the little
I know
stories?
Too
bad YouTube had to change.
Yeah, the COPA kind of ruined that for me.
Yeah,
I privatized all my books. But here's the thing. I privatized all those videos. They were they're all monetized, and you know, they were doing great and people are watching them. The subscribers weren't watching them, but kids were. And I privatized them because there was, I'm thinking it was October, November timeframe. I got a copyright strike. First time since 2010.
Wow.
I got a copyright strike, and I've gotten claims before where I've used a song or something. It just says that, you know, nothing's wrong, but you're going to share your revenue with whoever the song belongs to. And I'm like, that's fine. I don't mind sharing. I really want this song on the video. But I got a strike. And then like 12 hours later, I got another one. And I was like 2 in a row. And it said, if you get 3 in the next 90 days, your channel will get taken down.
Wow.
And I thought, wow, 2 strikes within 12 hours. Like, what's going on? So I thought, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to privatize the channel. Because I made the channel for my grandkids, which, by the way, I have one now. Did you know that?
Wow.
I have a grandkid coming.
How many? You got a grandkid?
I have a 4-year-old that came into my life this October.
Wow.
My son started dating a single mother. And
that is awesome.
They're getting ready to have a baby in June. So,
wow.
But that channel is a kid channel, and it's books and it's stories, and I love doing the voiceovers, and I love bringing the books to life. But I thought, you know, I don't want to lose it. There's so much work. There's years and years of work of me bringing the books to life. I don't want it taken down. So I thought, I'll just privatize it. It's okay. It made some money, and it was fun, and it made a difference to people, but it needs to make a difference to the people that I care about now. So, yeah, Jessie's videos are on there now, and it's her channel.
Okay.
But it's not really making any money anymore because the stories were what was really bringing in the AdSense.
Mm-hmm.
But we're keeping the channel what it is. It's for her, so when she wants to put a video up, and she's not really into it right now, but that's okay. She's just going to do it when she wants to do it. But like my 4-year-old, when he comes over, it's like, yeah, we don't put Disney Plus on or Netflix on. We put Miss Kathy's stories on.
Miss Kathy's stories. And he has some amazing stories.
He likes to listen to them, you know. He likes them, and that makes me happy. So.
Yeah, I showed a few kids those little stories you had,
Some of
and
them are
it's
really good. And the really fun
yeah,
ones are when we did collabs, like the one with you and Eve are in. I
yeah.
mean,
It was like
it was
she got all
fun.
into it, and it was over because of this new rule. Now
Yeah.
it's like I had to take out a few that they weren't intended for kids, but I just took them off just in case. Like the
Off
teddy
your
bear
channel.
that yeah, it's like I even had a coconut one that I was just experimenting on doing
I remember your
like
teddy
effects,
bear.
and I had to take it off. I said I didn't want to take a chance, so I took them off because it's like
Yeah.
it's getting ridiculous now with the rules and regulations that YouTube just bring on to us instead of just letting us.
Here's an oldie. Can you see that on the screen?
Yeah, I gotta put my glasses on this.
Hello, bottle caps. Yes, I'm still
Oh, bottle
yakking.
caps!
I'm
Wow.
doing some listening though, aren't I? I'm not just all yak.
No,
Thoroughly
bottle
enjoyed the
caps.
time,
You
and so
guys, yeah, no, definitely. It's like this is the old click, and it's always good going back and reminiscing on the good old days. We need to get Patsy on the live one day. Remember one
yeah,
time we had Patsy. Patsy was experimenting. It's great when everything just fails because it's fun. Because
yeah,
we had a good time trying to get Patsy online and using the
yeah,
live.
yeah.
That
Enzo, do
was
you remember little Sammy, Studio Geek 32?
yeah, I've seen him a few times. Yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
so he still pops in from time to time, but I played a game night with him. Uh, it's only been 3, 4 weeks ago, but you're just now popping back onto YouTube, so you may have missed this. But I had just a fun night in the kitchen playing games, and we played one of these spit out games where you have to spit out things really fast. And
Okay.
Sammy was on the panel with Patsy, and Patsy had to name 3 beverages in 5 seconds. And immediately, this puppet, if you can imagine, says, spaghetti sauce. And she's thinking it's Sammy, the little one. The little guy starts busting out laughing, and he lost it. I mean, and so Patsy took a clip of that and put it on Twitter, I think, and
Oh,
shared it. And that's you'll have to try to go on Patsy's Twitter
yeah, I
channel and
gotta check that out.
scroll down and find that. But it's pretty funny. But
You always get a surprise with Patsy.
you do,
That's what I
yeah,
love about Patsy. You never know what you're gonna get, but whatever you do get, it's gonna make you laugh. It's gonna spark some excitement for some reason.
yeah. She's funny. She's doing a new Twilight Zone series. She's got a little human friend.
Yeah, I caught that just before connecting here. I just saw it, and it was pretty interesting. It was definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I like the way she appeared in the back,
Uh huh.
photobombing the guests. But that's Patsy. She's funny.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to uncover Patsy.
Yeah, I know. She's hidden in the algorithm. Poor thing.
Yeah.
What are you yakking about, bottle caps? 2 days in a row, stock market huge loss. Do you play the stock market, bottle caps? Do you play the stock market and stuff?
Yeah, I think the coronavirus is hitting that stock market. People are getting like a
Mm.
little worried. It's like we had a cruise plan and we canceled because we don't want to take a chance.
Oh, I know. I mean, I wouldn't want to travel right now, especially overseas.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to take a chance. No way. This
Yeah.
is
How's your
no.
health been? Have you guys been sick at all, or?
Well, like I said, right now it's like I feel like I'm under the weather. I'm trying to fight something that's hitting my system, but the only problem that I've been facing is just the pains that I get. It's like if
Still your knees?
yeah, setting up lights or whatever. It's like all my joints. I feel it. So
Do you
I
ever go
just
to a
went.
chiropractor?
I just went to a doctor last week, so they took some X-rays and MRI stuff. So let's see what I think March 28th. I think is the next day I have to go see him. Hopefully, the results will come up with something because
Hmm.
these aches and pains that I get are
Well, I'm
I
glad you
don't.
went to get it looked at. Chris, my
Yeah.
husband, was really down and had back problems and kept saying it was sciatic nerve or muscular. And it went on from like August till just recently. Finally got the MRI and had a cyst on his spinal cord.
Wow.
And went in, removed it, and he's back as good as new. But
Wow.
I'm glad that you're getting that looked at because the agony of him just suffering and not knowing was harder than just get an answer, figure
Yeah,
out what
because
it is.
Yeah, because the doctor was, I couldn't go the easy way and say you got fibromyalgia, but I don't want to go that route. I want to really test you out.
No, that's so
And,
good. You know, some
and
doctors, it's good that you got a doctor that's willing to
yeah,
look
he
into
was
it
telling me
further.
that some doctors, they just easily just tell you, okay, you got this and take the easy way out. But first time I met him, I was like, wow, at least he's a doctor that's willing to take care of you, you know, like willing to go beyond.
Yeah. Because pain
So
identifies you, and it
yeah,
sucks when you're hurting.
yeah. No, it's crazy. I mean, it's like I'm tired of feeling achy every time and having my joints hurt, especially when you know, it's like we gotta set up lights, we gotta set up, the stage, you gotta do carpentry work and stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
like when I come home, it's like I'm exhausted, I'm tired, but not, I don't mind the exhaustion. I just feel the aches and pains on my joints, and it's everywhere.
Do you take
It's like
anything for it, or
I just take some Tylenol. Muscle aches and pain, which kind of
yeah,
helps out a bit. But it's like, or I just sometimes just say, you know what? It's just that I'm getting old. It's like I used to do a lot of stuff when I was younger. So it's like catching up to me.
yeah? Well, I do hope that you start feeling better. And
Yeah, but that's just the small things. You got to worry about the major things. And this so far is minor in my life. I just still got a lot more to
you do,
conquer.
you do. I hear my daughter. She popped in, so I hear her talking. So I probably will wrap this up because life is starting here on my end of the camera.
No, of course.
She walks home from school now, so
Oh,
that's
wow.
yeah.
How was that? How was that experience for you?
It was good. It was this year, she got a cell phone for Christmas, so
Okay.
we wanted to wait until she at least had some form of contact between. It's 500 yards to walk to
That's
walk
not
home.
bad. That's not
We live in a cul-de-sac, and the school is in the
okay.
backyard
Okay, that's not bad.
of a home right at the end of the cul-de-sac. So she cuts through that
Okay.
backyard. We kind of cleared it with our neighbors and said, "Could Jesse go through the school parking lot through your backyard and come down the hill?"
Oh, that's
So
good though.
yeah, but she popped in, and I hear her talking, and
Yeah, she's like, "Mommy,
look at
I'm
me go.
home."
Well, she really hasn't. I don't. She probably doesn't care, but I, as a mom, make it a point.
Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
So
And I'm
Kathy, it was
never. I can't answer. I can't ask questions that have yes or no answers.
yes.
You won't get anything out of your kid if you ask questions like that. So I
No,
have to
but
go ask her.
Kathy, but I must say it was a pleasure to be here and kind of rekindle, our moments in the past to what's happening in the future. But we should always keep in contact. Hopefully, I can be part of those games that sprout out from
Yeah.
time to time. It would be nice for me to join in. And
I
I
will
want to
send
thank,
you links in Twitter and say
sure, sure. And I want
they're
to,
sometimes impromptu, but it would be fun. I mean, if you and Eve are
yeah,
home in the evening and you just want to come and
yeah,
play a
definitely.
game,
We would love this.
I think
And
it's fun to do that too.
I also want to thank your audience, everyone in the chat, for coming in and spending some time. And those that will see in the replay, I want to thank you from my heart and
You're awesome, Enzo. You are.
say you're all welcome.
You are an amazing guy, and thank you so much for spending this hour with me. I've loved
No,
it.
thank you. Thank you. I loved it too.
All right. Well, thank you to Means of Destruction, Bottle Caps, Rory Herbert. Who else we have in here? Gemma, Patsy, Alien. I'm going to scroll my way up. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. Crimson Fantasy, if you're still here, I'm going to be going on Crimson Fantasies. He's going to be interviewing me.
Oh,
So that'll
awesome.
be a first. I don't think
I
I've
gotta
been
catch that.
interviewed.
Wow.
I think James Cox interviewed me once, but that's the only time I've ever been interviewed. So I'm kind of looking forward to that.
That'll be awesome. I got to catch that.
The other opposite end of it. Although I am an open book, so I don't know if there's anything that nobody doesn't know about me already. Because, as Bottle Cap said, I do yak a lot. But all right, well, it's been so fun. Thanks,
Okay.
Enzo. Take care,
Okay,
and
good
you know
night.
where to reach me if you want to talk
I
again.
do. Okay.
Tell Eve I said hi.
Okay. Good day. Good night.
Thanks.
To everyone.
Bye. Bye, everyone.